Welcome to ARIA Health's video on how to create a criteria-based list in the Sunrise clinical system. This educational video is intended for physicians, department managers, and administrators and takes approximately 5 minutes. Criteria-based patient lists are lists for which you select the criteria to be used to generate the patients on the list. You can create a list or multiple lists based on such criteria as provider name, provider's role, patient location, or specific orders. For example, you can create a list that includes all patients at a certain location or all patients cared for by a certain provider. Let's get started. On the patient list toolbar, select the new visit list icon. The client selection criteria window opens. The first tab is your role. When you create a list based on your role, you can select one or all your provider roles. Check the box to create a list that includes patients where you are a provider. You can choose the first option here and it will include patients that you have any providing role for. The second option of select roles allows you to choose your role as the attending physician, consulting physician, or hospitalist. There is also an option to include the patients where you are no longer an active provider. You can select OK here or on any of the following tabs if you are finished selecting the criteria to create this list. However, for demonstration purpose, we will quickly review all the selection criteria. Location is the second tab. Leaving the first option selected will pull patients from all ARIA locations. If you want separate lists based on the different campuses, select the third radio button. Here you can pick one or two campuses to get a list for just those campus locations. Selecting a campus name will include all inpatients, outpatients, and ER patients. To include inpatient and ER patients, expand the campus location and select either emergency or inpatient. The third tab is providers. You can create a list based on providers' names and roles. For example, if you cover for a certain physician, you can create a list of those physician's patients for on-call coverage. In the provider name field, enter the last name of the provider or group name. Remember, group names start with an X. As you type, a list of names appear. Select the name from the list. The drop-down to the right allows you to select a role for this provider. To include all roles, select any. Select Add. Continue to add more provider names if desired. The Service tab is not currently being used. The Visit Status tab is used if you want to include a status other than currently registered and admitted patients. An example would be to include pre-admitted or discharged patients. To include these patients, select the List Patients with Specific Event checkbox. We could select the event of discharge. Then select either today, yesterday, or a specific date range by selecting a From date. We will keep this list to only the currently admitted registered patients. The Orders tab is to create a list of patients based on a particular order or orders. Select Check this box if you want to create a list of patients that only have orders as specified below. Select an order from the Order Selection drop-down. You can also choose a specific order status if desired. You could also locate a specific order for a list. For example, to identify all patients with a heparin order. Select OK. Type a name that you want to give to your new list and select OK. You can always adjust or add to your criteria list by selecting the Modify Visit List icon on the patient list. This allows you to go into any of the selection tabs and make any changes or additions. In this example, we already have a Charge-Cell list and now want to create a Frankfurt list with the same criteria. Select the Location tab, remove Chargedale campus, Add Frankfurt campus, and select OK. Type in a new list name here and select OK. Here you are asked if you're going to rename or create a new list. Select New List. To permanently delete any criteria-based list, select the icon Delete Current List. There is also the ability to create an advanced criteria-based list based on diagnosis. If you need help with this, please contact ARIA's IT department. If you need any further assistance creating a criteria list or any Sunrise computer issues, please call the help desk at 215-612-4026. This concludes the video on the criteria-based list.